Ever since the stream the other day, I have seen multiple things about Kingdom Hearts. And I can't tell if I was like seeing them before and I just ignored them because I didn't know anything about Kingdom Hearts, or if the internet just knows that I'm learning about Kingdom Hearts now.
I mean, you're being tracked at all times and everything.
That's fair.
What was quite funny, like, the tweet you sent me, you was like, I can't tell if this is real or not, and it's the part...
I just saw another one that I don't believe that it's real.
What is it? Tell me.
It's the part in Kingdom Hearts 3 where Xehanort smacks Mickey against the chair and chokes him.
Oh, that's like, Xemnas. Xemnas did that, yeah. I actually saw that the other day.
She was like, is this part of Kingdom Hearts? I was like, yes, Mickey Mouse gets beaten up by a grown man.
Yeah, a grown man who doesn't have a heart, by the way. He's the leader of the original Organization 13. Literally slams Mickey into a giant chair and chokeholds him there. While the original, his original self, Master Xehanort, is trying to take over Sora's body.
That was the clip that I saw. It's just like 3 seconds. It's where Mickey jumps up and just gets choked against the wall.
You should look up
this can't be real.
You should look up the Winnie the Pooh scenes where like Winnie the Pooh astral projects.
That's the exact one that I just DM'd to Liam just now.
Oh man, I saw that on Twitter the other day where it's like, is this... Someone tweeted out that image of Winnie the Pooh astral projecting in Kingdom Hearts, and they're like, I thought someone like made this up from a Winnie the Pooh movie, but now I'm learning it's from Kingdom Hearts.
That's literally the exact tweet that I think we just saw the exact same tweet.
That's amazing. I think I'm about to get a cutscene, so.
The battle at Castle Oblivion came to an end. To regain his memories, Sora would have to forget all about Naminé. He fell into a deep sleep, but not before leaving himself a reminder to thank her when he woke up. Meanwhile, Zexion decided that Riku had outlived his usefulness. From within a shroud of magic, Riku heard Naminé. Riku accepted the power of darkness without fear, and he used it to defeat both Zexion and the replica of himself. Naminé offered to use her powers to lock away the darkness in Riku's heart for good, but he refused, choosing instead to wield its power as his own. Riku and Mickey set out from Castle Oblivion, continuing along a path where darkness lies hidden within light. The road to dawn.
The road to dawn. Did they ever explain why when Diz has his face, like, covered up, he, you know, his skin tone is completely different from when he takes off the whatchamacallit? The wrap?
No, they never did. No, without the wrappings, he is definitely a Caucasian male. With the wrappings, he is definitely not a Caucasian male.
Yeah, it's wild, right? We're finally about to start Kingdom Hearts 2.
Hooray!
Excitement!
Some of my favorite music.
Oh, dude, I just want to do, like, the KH3 Remind music. All of the Kingdom Hearts games have good OSTs, but, like, Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind went hard with the remixes. What was I about to... I was about to say something about the game and the story.
Do you have to do the post-delivery quest? I hope so.
Oh, my goodness. But anyways, so Organization 13, by the way, in Chain of Memories, you take out, like, 6 of them. So that's why in Kingdom Hearts 2, there were only, like, 7 of them. Oh, this is getting copywritten because this Twilight Town music is always copywritten for some reason.
Oh, let's just talk all over it.
I mean, that's what we've been doing.
That's also true. That is
Lazy afternoons.
Lazy afternoons.
This game is someone asked in chat, is this game worth it? By the way, Lauren, if you look at the screen, these are the, like, normal enemy nobodies that I'm fighting right now. Some of them are called dancers because they dance to beat you up.
They are kind of dancing.
Oh, you should... KH2, like, early KH2 against some of the... Oh, dude, Sniper nobody. Early KH2 with, like, the Twilight Thorn and stuff, it was crazy how groovin' some of these animations were for these guys.
Oh, it was amazing. It was amazing. So the start of Kingdom Hearts 2 was an absolute bamboozle for everyone, because if you didn't play Chain of Memories, in fact, no, even playing Chain of Memories, you start playing Kingdom Hearts 2, and you start playing as Roxas, and you have no idea who the hell he is. And you have no idea why you're playing as Roxas. They don't tell you. And you have to play the game for probably 2.5 hours on average.
Yeah, you have to do one of the longest tutorial sequences in video game history.
Yeah, you play the game for about 2.5 hours before Roxas finds Sora in the pod that he was asleep in, that Namine put him in. And then it goes, and now you're playing Kingdom Hearts 2. It's like, I've been playing for 5 hours as this weird kid.
God.
This weird kid voiced by Jesse McCartney.
Yeah, and he's got the Keyblades, and I don't know why. And where's my Sora and Goofy? Instead, I've got Pence.
Pence. I'll take Pence
That's
over
the sign of
Donald.
a good
Can we
game.
switch
When
out
the
Donald
first
for
3
Pence?
hours, you don't know what's going on at all.
No,
Well, I
you
mean,
don't,
that's
and-
like, you don't know what's going on for the entirety of this franchise.
But
That's
at
fair.
the start of this game, you have such riveting things to do, like delivering the posts by skateboard and knocking a wagon up a hill because it has a heavy bag on it, and putting a ball in the air and keeping it there to earn money like a seal.
Like a seal.
And then you fight some characters from Final Fantasy, and definitely, weren't created for this game and were changed to be in this game.
Uh-huh.
And then you find Sora, and then they just kind of ignore what you just saw for a long time.
So, like, in Chain of Memories, we mentioned Sora's memories were being altered to be controlled. So, like, there were a couple of members of the organization, 2 of them specifically, who wanted to overthrow the organization. The organization is in a hierarchy based on your number from, like, when you join. So, like, number 1 is the superior. He's the leader. And then the further
course.
down the ladder you go, the less control you have, basically. So there were 2 different sets of members in the organization that wanted to take it over. One of them was Saix and Axel, who were 7 and 8, but they were going for the super long con. Their plan wasn't to overthrow, so much as their plan was Axel would remove other members who were higher up than Saix was, because Saix was number 7. So Axel's goal was to remove any of the members from 2 to 6 to move Axel higher up by default. And then Saix's job was to become the right-hand man of number 1, which was Xemnas, and he did that. Then there were 2 other members, which were number 11 and 12, which were Larxene and Marluxia. They're like the main villains for Sora in Chain of Memories. And in Chain of Memories, Sora defeats Larxene and Marluxia and destroys them. And also in that, number 4, 5, and 6... 4 gets destroyed by Axel because he's also at Castle Oblivion, and he takes that opportunity to get rid of number 4 to move Saix higher up. And then Riku kills 5 and 6. No. Riku kills number 5. Number 6 loses to Riku, gets away, and then Axel has a replica of Riku that the organization made because they're messing around with replicas because that's how they make Shion. He has a replica of Riku kill 6 again to move Saix higher up. So going into KH2, number 4 through 6 and 11 and 12 are all dead.
Yet again, I say there's too much going on in this game.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
Also,
It is quite funny that you can play, like, because a lot of people played Kingdom Hearts 1, didn't play the Chain of Memories game because it was on Game Boy, and then played Kingdom Hearts 2. And Kingdom Hearts 2 does not tell you what happened in Chain of Memories. So you spend all of Kingdom Hearts 2 going, why are they called Organization 13? There's only like 7 of them.
Yeah, it's
just a
very
fun little name.
confusing.
Like, it doesn't tell you anything that happened in the Game Boy game.
They've
I don't
gotten a
think
lot
you've
better at
actually
that
finished-
now.
saying whether or not you think this game was worth it in response to that person in chat.
Huh?
Chaos. I don't think you ever finished answering whether or not this game was worth it. You got distracted.
I get distracted very easily. Do you see me playing a rhythm game?
Yeah.
This game is fun, unless you like hate rhythm games. I'm enjoying it.
Wolfen started with Chain of Memories. That's bold. As your introductory game to Kingdom Hearts, Chain of Memories on the Game Boy.
I think
Also,
the only
as far
thing
as I'm
that
concerned-
that might be worse to introduce you to Kingdom Hearts besides that is probably Recoded.
On the Nokia.
Lauren, I need to know how you pronounce that word before I make fun of Liam.
Can you say it again, Liam?
Oh, the phone make, Nokia. I'm well aware that you guys say, like, Nokia.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
Nokia.
I wasn't even sure if that's what you were saying.
No, in England we say Nokia.
I feel like you're lying.
No, we all say Nokia.
They also don't think faucet is a word.
Faucet? No, we don't have a faucet.
What?
They just call
What
it
is
the
it?
tap.
It's a tap.
Okay. I guess.
Everything's the tap. If you've got a tap on a pipe, it's still a tap.
Your silly little British language.
Yeah, you see
Next
what
question.
I've been like?
Faucet,
I've been friends
don't
with
need
these
it,
British
got a tap.
people for ages. It's terrible.
See, I've known a lot of British people, but none of them were this adamant about speaking like this.
Meanwhile, I'm there like, you have to say it like this, otherwise we cannot be.
Uh-huh.
It's okay, Liam. I pronounce zebra the same way as you. Yes, zebra.
Mm. I do, Liam, I want you to know, every time you say the letter H, I laugh at you a little bit.
I also laugh at it just because of someone, I think it was Kyle, Chaos, you know. I think the first, it was like, yeah, I think it was like the first time I said H to him, and he was like, can you spell that for me? And I died laughing.
Haytch.
Yeah, H.
I had a friend a long time ago that pronounced it etch, like an etch-a-sketch.
That's not correct.
Yeah.
I think I'm about to get a cutscene.
Okay.
I lied to you. I'm sorry.
Oh god.
I did the first cage too. I did the Twilight Town thing. I thought it was gonna give me like a 3-hour cutscene on the entirety of Roxas's tutorial.
Can you imagine a British KH character? I can't even think of what they'd say to let you know if they were British or not.
In it.
Oh, tension rising. This is a good track.
That really caught me.
I'm so glad. I'm very funny.
That was very funny, isn't it?
That was,
Yeah.
that was a good one. I'll give you that
It's
one.
a bit sad, isn't it?
Alright,
Oh, I
B.
was hoping I'd have a boss fight against the Twilight Thorn.
Twilight Thorn, yeah.
Twilight Thorn is, like, especially for its, like, back when Cage 2 released, it was, like, one of the most cinematic things in video games.
Yeah, it was brilliant, and it also introduced Triangle to win. But when you first played Kingdom Hearts 2, no one cared about Triangle to win because reaction commands were cool. It made you feel like a real Keyblade warrior.
Yeah.
But if we're going back onto British, I can actually talk like Gavin. I can just be like, well, it just doesn't really make any sense, does it, B?
I don't know who Gavin is.
It just doesn't really make sense, does it?
Wolfen, I'm trusting you because you seem to know a lot about Kingdom Hearts. I'm trusting you to tell me if they lied to me about this game.
I
Oh,
love
I'm putting my
Kingdom
trust in
Hearts
you,
too
Wolfen.
much, and unlike Liam, I am absolutely, like, a Kingdom Hearts storyline apologist who will defend it, while also admitting that it's ridiculous and dumb at times, and retcon stuff. So, like, even if I do lie to you about something as a joke, I will be quick to correct after I've, like, hoodwinked you.
After you've had your laugh about
After I've had my laugh of
lying to
making
me.
you believe something ridiculous, I'll be like, no, but really, this is what happened.
I never defend it in the sense of like, I don't be like, it's good or anything like that. I defend it in the way of, to use our streamer's namesake, there's beauty in the chaos of it. Like,
I don't
it's
like
so
using my word.
it's so chaotic and crazy that it's like watching like bad movies where it's so crazy and chaotic. It's like, this is so weird, I'm enjoying it and I love it and I don't care that none of it makes sense. I'm just having a good time.
Fair.
And like the characters are so charming that you just can't help but like a bunch of them, and they're all Disney characters, so you're like, hell yeah, love Disney. And the gameplay's good, so you're like, hell yeah, love that. And there's so much that just ticks boxes that when it comes time for the story, you're like, alright, even if it doesn't make sense that they're time traveling differently, I don't care, because I'm killing things with a key.
Liam's favorite is Cage too.
That was a
Ow.
really...
For the person who asked in chat.
That was a really fun song to do there.
You're getting a lot of A+ now.
Liam, were you
You kind of-
watching the second half of the last stream? I got like A's and above like after the first hour.
Yeah, I know, but you got a lot of A+ today as well.
Thank you.
You could have had some Rust you haven't played in a few days.
You like turning into a gamer.
Liam's favorite is KH2. He's also played every Kingdom Hearts game except this one, probably you haven't played Recoded, I guess, because you forgot that it was a DS game.
Yeah.
But he hasn't played Birth by Sleep, and he hasn't played this one, obviously. But he played 1, 2, 3, Chain of Memories, Dream Drop Distance, 358, I assume?
Yep. Never completed 358.
358's gameplay is hard to... Oh, now I get a cutscene, of course.
Ah,
Oh, yeah, Cage 2 also opens by saying that Roxas is having the last week of his summer vacation. And so, if you walk up to a diehard Kingdom Hearts fan and tell them, I guess this is my last day of summer vacation, they are likely to bust out into tears. Because it's a very, very sad line in the game for one of the best characters in the franchise. Alright, we're gonna watch this cutscene now.
Town. Roxas was supposed to be enjoying.
What is that noise?
That's fireworks outside my house. Apologies.
Fireworks? Fireworks for
Yeah,
what?
you know.
It's the middle of November.
I know, they just go all month. I'll mute myself during the cutscene, sorry.
Okay.
His last week of summer vacation. But he kept having dreams about Sora. And all sorts of strange, unexplainable occurrences started happening around him. Roxas ended up at an abandoned mansion, where he remembered that he used to be a member of Organization 13. He also learned that the world he knew was a fake one set up by Diz to restore Sora's memories. With one day left, Roxas's summer vacation was over.
Dude, I get sad every time I think about Roxas having to give up his existence to bring Sora back as the protagonist.
Yeah.
And
Boring.
yeah, he just goes away, and then you start playing Sora in his tiny clothes.
I want to know why are there fireworks? Who's doing that?
They just like fireworks. Fireworks night is not a night in England. Fireworks night is fireworks forever. You just go people will be setting off fireworks now until New Year's, and then New Year's will come along and they'll start it again. We just have 3 months of fireworks that can happen at any time.
They split
They do it
Cage 2 in half? Or...
Interesting.
No, wait a minute. Is this 358 over 2 days? Does it want me to do 358 over 2 days?
Maybe.
This looks like it. That's Twilight Town. That's the world that never was.
Yeah, it must be. Yeah.
And then this is Neverland, which there was Neverland stuff in 358.
It must be. That's why they gave you the That's why they gave you the trio, the 358 over 2 days trio.
Yeah, I guess. I thought that 358 would come after Cage 2 is all, because that's when it released chronologically.
I mean, really, it should be before. It should be after Chain of Memories.
Well, yeah, in terms of the actual timeline, it takes place at the same time as Chain of Memories does, and before Cage 2. But, in terms of, the game being developed and released, Cage 2 came out, and then they made 358 over 2 days.
Yeah.
This
Can you
music is
ask what
so
that
copyrighted.
sound was?
What was
I
that,
was
Lauren?
afraid when you asked what that sound was when it was the fireworks. I couldn't hear the fireworks. I was afraid that you could hear my mom playing music downstairs.
Nice. No, I heard a crackling noise. I thought someone's mic was dying.
No, it was the sky dying outside.
The microphone in my 4-year-old Apple headphones that I got with my last phone that I don't even have anymore, it would never die. It would never do that to me.
It would never betray you in such a way. Tell Dave to go physically fight the people doing fireworks.
He would never. He would never do that.
He's such a
You
coward.
wouldn't fight?
He's a pacifist.
He's not a pacifist. He threatens to sit on me all the time.
Well, maybe you can't.
That's not a fight, Chaos.
Yeah, exactly. That's a Friday night.
You don't understand.
What are we looking at here?
Here we get a month of fireworks in July, and then we get a month of fireworks from mid-December to mid-January.
Ah, okay. Yeah, because they sell them and they don't want to take them off the shelves just to sell them again in New Year's, so they just leave them on the shelf from the start of November until the middle of January. And because
When-
people in England are idiots. They just buy them all year round, or they just
They're
buy them
illegal.
for Amazon box.
You're not supposed to sell them in my state, so people will set up little like stands like 10 feet across the border into the next state and sell them there.
Ah, fair.
And people will drive there because where I live, it's like about an hour to get to Wyoming, which is right above me.
Yeah.
And people will just drive up there and buy fireworks and then drive
Isn't
home.
it illegal to set off fireworks outside of like certain times of the year?
Not here.
It depends on where you live.
It's
It's illegal to set off
law
fireworks.
done by states.
Yeah, I think it's by states. I know, like here, you basically can't set them off at any time because we're a very high wildfire state.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Like we had such big fires. There were days over the summer where the government was just like, "Hey, don't go outside unless you absolutely have to because the smoke will mess with your lungs." Like that's how bad it is right now. And I'm like
we
3
talking
hours
like
away
California
from where the
levels
fires
of
were.
burning everything?
But nobody talks about it because the California ones are always bigger.